welcome to MGTracey. So today we're going to be having a go with our Nespresso machine. We're going to be comparing, if you're buying the actual branded pods from our UK leader here, Costa or Nespresso, you're looking at around 31p. If you're buying the own label stuff, these have come from Lidl and these are 12 pence a coffee, so there's a big difference. I'm going to show you how to make these, how to add the milk to the Nespresso system, and is there actually worth paying 3 times as much for the branded coffee? Let's do a taste test. The Nespresso system has been around quite a while, and so you can find lots of different brands available on it, and this really does affect the price you pay. So if you're going to go for actual Nespresso branded, or in this case here Costa pods, you're in the UK talking about 31p a coffee. It's that sort of figure. We're going to try today one of the packs from Lidl, but you will find in almost every store you'll find Nespresso Compatible Pods. These ones are 12 pence, so 31 to 12 pence, so that's about 50 cents to 20 cents if you're looking in America. Same sort of thing applies if you hit Walmart or some of the bigger stores in America. Whatever pod you choose, expensive or value, they all seem to be made exactly the same way, and there is same properties for recycling, so there's no difference in the pods. This is just where you're paying a lot more money for the advertising and marketing around the big brands. So with most Nespresso systems, you are just making the coffee. Obviously there isn't a milk function. Some of the more expensive ones do give you different options, but I have a separate milk frother, so I'm going to do that first. Inside you find this is really like a kettle with a spinny spring there, and this particular model allows you to make hot or cold frothy milk. It takes a bit of time, so I'm actually going to do that first, because obviously once we start the Nespresso machine, it doesn't take very long at all. So hot and cold buttons. These are great machines. You do have to make sure you give them a thorough clean afterwards, because you tend to get a bit of burnt milk in the bottom. You will actually get better with full cream milk, you get a better froth. And inside here you can sort of see it's like a vortex, and as well as heating up, the machine is spinning that spring and frothing up everything, and I find them very, very effective. After a couple of minutes the frother has done its work. You find you've got some hot milk below there and some great froth to put on your cappuccino. With the milk ready now, it's time to use Nespresso to make our espresso, and I'm going to start with the pod that comes from Lidl, Ristretto Espresso. The machine's warmed up, so here we go with that one. In my next video I'll be helping you with cleaning your Nespresso machine and which decalcifying liquids are the best buys and give you the best results. You need to do this to prolong the life of whichever machine you've got. Most waters contain some lime or something. That tends to build up on the inside of the machine if you leave it, initially causing the machine to slow and a lot of steam, but eventually it will just fail. And then we're going to have a go with the UK's #1 coffee, which is Costa, which is at that premium end like any of the Nespresso pods. So I think that's fine for our cheapy brand. If you've had any success buying these from Walmart or UK stores, please leave a message below, share your successes at saving money with your Nespresso machine. Here we go with the Costa. So from a smell they are the same, that's indistinguishable. Doesn't look like there's going to be too much difference in the coffee either. blended. There we go. Little drip tray back there. So there we have, there's our big brand. Actually the Lidl one I would say is slightly darker. So there we have our warmed up, frothed up milk. All the links to everything you see here are in my description box. A little bit of milk for me. And then I'm going to spoon in the froth at the top there. If you've got a guess, this always impresses them. And if you've got some cocoa powder or whatever, then you could always add that as well at this stage on the top, sprinkle that on the top there. So an espresso machine doing it this way is different to Dolce Gusto or the Tassimo, where you've got a pod that does the milk, but you're dealing with dried milk powder or concentrated creamer that the machine then puts hot water through. Some people find it's okay, some people hate it. So if you're going to buy yourself a milk frother, whichever milk you have at home will be the same in your coffee, which you may prefer. So there's our two blends, they look exactly the same there. So they are a very similar colour, aren't they? Let's have a little taste here of the cheapy one. It's very nice, it's very stark, it's got a bitter undertone to it. That is Costa's Mocha Italian Signature Blend, and it's a bit slightly milder. But of course, all the own label brands are available in different strengths and different types of beans, so I suspect it's just a question of finding the one you prefer. Honestly, there's not a lot in that, is there? So if you want to save a third on your Nespresso coffee, then have a good look for these own label brands. Don't be afraid to try them. They seem absolutely fine. They're not going to damage your machine or anything like that. They're absolutely spot on. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and come back every day for a lot more fun here on MGTracey.